Hey, thanks for tuning in. I have some just quick important information when it comes to health, fitness, and proper nutrition. Most importantly, it's already beginning of February, and people that have signed up at my gym in particular have already started to filter out. They're already, canceling the memberships. Maybe they're not seeing the results they wanted to see fast enough, or maybe they went back to their old mindset ways or old habits of making excuses. So, whatever the reason, if you're still going to the gym and killing it and you've got a good training program, but you're not really seeing the results, then something is off. And most of the time, it's going to be your nutrition because you got to have a really dialed in good nutrition plan as well as a good training program. And you've heard the 80-20, 80% of weight loss is going to be from your nutrition, 20% of it is working out. And I see this all the time, just over the years, is that people love to track their workouts for whatever reason. They journal everything as far as their reps, sets, what they did. To me, that shouldn't be important. It shouldn't be as important as keeping a journal of what you're eating. I think that's the most important. Because a lot of times people don't track what they're eating. They have no idea how many calories they're consuming. They could be under eating or overeating, or sometimes they're just all over the place, given day by day. So your metabolism doesn't know what to do if you're all over the place. Like if you're, eating 800 calories one day and then 3,200 the next, and 2,000 the next day. You have to be consistent when you want to be in a caloric deficit. It has to be slow and steady because in order to do it right in a healthy way, you're going to lose about 2 pounds of fat a week, but you got to do it correctly. And the only correct way of doing it is being consistent with your calories. So if you're not tracking that, start tracking it now. Know what you're eating, and make sure you're hitting your correct number or a correct percentage of macronutrients. A lot of times people that are out of shape or they're obese, they're consuming way too many carbs and not enough protein, or they're consuming way too many carbohydrates with fats, and that together without protein will increase fat production. People think carbohydrates are the enemy for whatever reason. In the 90s, it used to be fat, and it was like stay away from fat and saturated fat, but we need fat for to make hormones, make cholesterol. It's important that we have fats. It's also important that we have carbohydrates. It's the different types of carbohydrates that are bad. It's the simple processed sugars that spike your insulin and end up causing diabetes. That's bad for you. So you need to eat the right type of carbohydrates. So one thing I would suggest is, as far as simple refined sugars, one thing that can put your body in immediate toxic shock is soda. And so if you drink enough soda, usually like 16 ounces, like a large soda, will put your body in toxic shock. It eventually will make your body insulin resistant, and you won't be so sensitive to insulin, and you're eventually going to need to go on some type of medication to lower your blood sugar levels, or you're going to have to eventually be on like insulin needles, since your pancreas will eventually stop producing insulin because of the high amounts of sugar intake. So try and keep your sugars down, usually like 50 grams or less a day is good. So if you have like soda in your fridge, I would recommend doing this. Like take out, like if you have a 2-liter, take it out, unscrew the top, and then you pour it down the sink and then throw it away. And then don't ever buy that stuff again because it's poison. And the number one killer for us today is heart disease. It used to be like infectious diseases, but now it's heart disease, and then cancer is number 2. And what's so crazy about heart disease is that 80% of heart disease is preventable, and it's preventable by proper nutrition. So people are just killing themselves by drinking sugary drinks and eating just crap food that we shouldn't be eating. And most of us know what we're eating is junk food, but we still do it. Why? Because it makes us feel good, because the sugar taps on the same dopamine receptors as cocaine, so we get addicted, and makes us want more, and it's just a downward spiral. So if you're not eating enough protein and you're always feeling hungry, protein will help you feel satiated, and it's hard for the body to really store protein as fat, so make sure you're getting enough protein throughout the day, and make sure you're hitting your goals every day. And one quick other thing I want to talk about, I'll make it quick because I'm sure people don't want to hear it, but if you're training and your goal is to gain weight or burn body fat, something that's super counterproductive to that is alcohol consumption. I mean, everyone likes to drink, I'll drink at certain times, but we're eventually going to pay the price for it, because as soon as alcohol enters the body, it has certain effects, because it is a poison, and the liver has to shut down or the liver partly shuts down and to clean out the poison from our bloodstream, and it slows or stops protein synthesis. So we're not getting the aminos and the protein that's necessary for muscle recovery. And so if you can, you probably won't, most people won't, but just know that there was a 2016 study on alcohol and how it has zero health benefits. And I know Facebook has put out, some people have made posts about the health benefits of alcohol, which is complete nonsense. It's garbage, and it's all been debunked. It's not good for you. And if you want to reap any benefits from like wine, you could probably take a supplement called resveratrol, and that helps with slowing the aging process. That's all the tips I have for you today. I just wanted to share some brief information when it comes to nutrition, and then staying away from sugar because it is a killer. All right, if you need help or need help with a nutrition plan or fitness plan, or if you just have questions in general, please send me an email to Jamie, Jamie, @burnobodies.com.